2.
Welcome to this week's episode on the 10 out of 10 podcast. Today, we are so excited to talk to you about Hoover, Alabama, home of the Hoover Bucks, home of lots of great things for sports like the Hoover Met, all these things. And so today I have a special guest, Chase Horton, here.
Hello. Thank you guys for having me on so much. Big fan of the podcast, so really happy to be here.
Awesome. We're so glad for you to show us around your Hoover because you live in Hoover now.
I do. Yep, in River Chase, which is a pretty large neighborhood within Hoover. 1,800 homes. It's next to the River Chase Galleria. All kinds of good restaurants right there in that little section of Hoover.
So Chase and I know each other through a mutual friend that I actually had on the podcast last year. Shout out to
Chewy.
Our boy Chewy.
Yeah. Adios. The Lewis Bar. He's got all the restaurants. He's one of the best owners in town.
He's actually opening a new one soon, and we will be featuring that on the podcast.
Salud. I checked it out the other day.
I
was driving down the street. I was taking my daughter to the McWayne Center. And, of course, every time I drive downtown, I see Chewy walking down the street. And he invited me in so I can get kind of a preview for it. It's going to be awesome in there, y'all. We got to check out Salud.
Oh, my goodness. I'm a little jealous now because he's been telling me I get to have a preview for the podcast. So now I'm going to have to tell him, oh, I know you already gave the preview to someone else.
Yeah.
But we'll do it again. We'll be
we'll
running it back. We'll all go together to Salud. Anyway, so I met him through Chewy, and then also we started talking about real estate because I'm kind of interested in purchasing a home soon, and I'm kind of searching around for my best option. Like, is it Hoover? Is it McCalla? Is it Fultondale, Gardendale? Chase is going to help me know if it's Hoover for sure.
Right, and look, friends who are looking to buy a home are my favorite friends to have. So.
Friends that make you money are the best friends to have.
Of course, and I get to help and get you in the right spot. But, we met at Art on the Rocks, actually.
Yes. Shout out to them. That was so fun.
It was a good one. It was banging in there.
It was
energetic, wasn't it?
It was my first Art on the Rocks.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
I didn't know what to expect. I thought we were going to be outside on rocks. Like, I thought this was at a park, like, the Red Rock or something.
Yeah. Well, you get the reference, right, to Art on the Rocks, like
drinking.
Yeah,
I got that.
Yeah, okay. Making sure you got that part.
I didn't realize what that meant until I got there, and there was the rocks with the drinks.
Right.
And then I still kind of was thinking it was rock music, and then when I got to the music portion, I realized it was not rock music.
Yeah. Did you look at any art at all while you were there?
I did, and I have to go back. Like, it was so fun. Like, that was cool.
Yeah, I've gone for a few years, and I've been guilty of actually not checking out any of the art. I just go have some drinks and dance and be merry.
Well, I'm going to have to go during the week, like, to appreciate the art. And when it's quiet in there, a nice quiet moment.
Yeah, it's a great museum. I mean, that's just one of the things that Birmingham has to offer, and Hoover has a lot to offer as well. They actually have a lot coming up, especially, I don't know if you're familiar, you're pretty familiar with Hoover, of course. I don't know if your audience is, but there's a section of Hoover called Stadium Trace over near
Love that spot.
Yeah,
Love
they
it.
have a massive amphitheater that's being built there, so that's going to be a part of the entertainment district that's coming to Hoover. So that's one of the exciting things that's on the horizon. Hoover is my favorite place in the Birmingham metro area to live and work, partly because it's the largest real estate market in the Birmingham area. It's got 90,000 homes almost, which is more than Vestavia, Mountain Brook, and Homewood combined. So I choose Hoover to work in as much as possible. So, I'm selling houses for my neighbors, for my friends, and I focus on the Hoover area. Of course, I'll work anywhere in the Birmingham metro area. But lots of good restaurants. We were talking about yesterday when we had coffee at Baba Java. Shout out. Dale's Southern Grill.
Yes.
Have you had that?
No. You were telling me how great it was, though, and it sounded like definitely my spot to try. And it's very close to where I live as well. I live in Pelham, but it's like, I say I live in Pelham Hoover because it's literally right across the line. So I'm 5 minutes from the Galleria.
Yeah, and our houses are probably less than a mile away from each other.
Yeah.
Through the woods, as the crow flies.
My landlord actually lives in your neighborhood, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, but you really do need to check out Dale's Southern Grill. It's a meat and three Southern cooking. They've been there for probably 30 years. The owner and the manager, he knows everyone by name. And I love restaurants like that where it gives you kind of a feeling like you're at home, that sense of community, and you find that all over Hoover.
Well, I've kind of, I fall in love with little communities around Birmingham every day. That's kind of what got me to doing this podcast season the way that I did. I don't know if you know, my background is I'm a nurse practitioner, and I had the opportunity to do a contract this year for a few months contract with an insurance group doing home health visits.
Okay.
So that kind of got me on this idea of I think I want to talk about Birmingham because there's so many little communities in Birmingham that are just they feel more like home to me than like the greater Birmingham area. It's like I'm from a small town. So I've been like searching for where do I want to end up one day? Like where do I want to raise a family? Where do I want to have kids? Where do I want to actually where is my home where the heart is?
Yeah.
And I'm really having to like search that out. So Hoover is in the running for sure. There might be at the top right now because
yeah, what is it about Hoover that would make you want to live there?
it's just that well, it's so diverse. Like there's so many. Well, number one, I told you this I noticed what's the boundaries of Hoover? What's that called? The landlines.
Yeah.
It's very large. Like it's the largest one probably in Birmingham.
Yeah, I think it's the largest suburb of Birmingham.
So you can go all the way from Rossbridge all the way to Indian Springs area-ish. Greystone area.
Greystone's even actually part of Hoover, which is odd because it seems so far away from the Rossbridge section of Hoover.
You can get to like Bessemer area, which is close to Tuscaloosa, which I have a lot that I do in Tuscaloosa, and I'm sure you do too, because you're wearing your houndstooth today.
Oh, yeah,
supporting the Tide like we all know and love to do. So anything on the way to Tuscaloosa is kind of getting better for me. I'd rather be on that side of town than the opposite side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hoover has some really good restaurants too. I think we talked about Trey Luna. Have you tried that one?
Yes. I have only gotten to-go food, so I need to go inside. But they also do events, don't they? Like they cater?
Yeah, they do catering.
Yeah.
They have really good food. And what about as far as breakfast goes? Do you have a favorite breakfast spot in Hoover?
Ooh, now I do love breakfast.
Yeah. Brunch.
Brunch. I don't know that I found my favorite brunch spot in Hoover yet. What is yours?
Biscuit Belly.
Ooh,
which is right next to Trey Luna, actually. It's they have a big brisket biscuit. And there I go tapping the table. That is so good. I mean, it's you gotta
big
check.
Brisket biscuit.
Yeah,
that just sounds
say that
like
3 times fast.
Big brisket biscuit.
Big brisket biscuit.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
But I do love big biscuits and brisket.
Mm-hmm. All 3 of those things.
Breakfast.
I like big, I like brisket, and I like biscuits.
Their marketing must be top tier. Shout out. That's good marketing.
Yeah.
Also in that same section, I do like Glass Panda. Have you been there yet?
No. Tell me about it.
Let me tell you. I'm just gonna shout out one of my friends here. Shout out to Lucky. Happy birthday, Lucky. It was his birthday actually today. He got me on this restaurant because they kind of promote it. He promotes for the owner, but a group of our friends will go in there weekly to eat at the Glass Panda.
What kind of food is it?
It's a Asian street food.
Like Asian fusion situation?
Asian street food.
Okay.
So it's kind of different than Asian fusion because it's Asian street food. So what they have is like some wings, like Asian flavored wings. They have good drinks like boba tea.
Yeah.
Boba tea. Boba, is that how you say it? Boba, bubble, boba.
I call it bubble tea.
Bubble tea.
Yeah.
They have bubble teas, and you can like create your own bubble tea, and like they have all these flavors. They have DJs sometimes, little music, and they have TVs to watch sports. They're gonna start trying to market it as a sports bar more for football season. So another thing that's very interesting about this, and I'm just kind of highlighting them very much, like they're the 10 out of 10, but it's a different ordering system. So you sit there at the table and you order like on an app, and
like a QR code.
Yeah, but you can you can order one at a time, and they can keep bringing you stuff.
Okay, like tapas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've never been there anywhere like that, and I got to go try the bubble tea, boba tea, bubble tea, whatever it is.
I like that so much because you get a variety. You know, you don't have to commit to one dish at the restaurant, and especially if you don't have a photo of it. You know, you gotta there's a lot on the line when you're ordering one dish at a restaurant. What if
Exactly.
you don't like it? So with tapas, you get to order several different things. You get to try a little bit, and variety's the spice of life.
So it's like an Asian street food tapas sports bar with good vibes only.
Oh, so that's right there in Stadium Trace, next
Mm-hmm.
to Biscuit Belly and all that.
Yep. Or is that called Stadium Trace or is that called, what is that area called?
I call it interchangeably Stadium Trace and Brock's Gap.
Brock's Gap.
Yeah.
I call it Brock's Gap because
The brewery is right there. Have you been to that?
I have. I do
Yeah,
love
it's a
that
good one.
place. I love that they have events outside. I actually haven't like been in the brewery inside it, but I mean I've been inside it just to see it. But I've never like sat down in there and ordered anything. But they have events outside at that little entertainment area out there, like the little grass area. I went to like a pop-up thing where they had music and different vendors selling things. Like I love that kind of stuff. Anything like Pepper Place Market type.
Yeah, agreed. I've been to that as well. I'm really partial to that area because we're in the process. We just broke ground on building a brand new brokerage for our real estate office right there, and it's going to be called the Hub, and it's really the first of its kind. So it's going to be a one-stop shop. We're going to have stagers. We're going to have the title company. We're going to have all of our real estate offices and a lender all in one. So it's going to be a freestanding building, and it's just a bonus that it's going to be right there next to the brewery. So I'm excited about that. Should be completed end of year.
That's really cool to hear about.
Yeah, we love that area. We know it's the future of Hoover. It's the most popular area of Hoover. There's new construction there, lots of new restaurants, new bars, new entertainment going on in that area. So that's really the hot spot of Hoover, and that's why we chose to move there. Because right now we're in the Galleria. Love the Galleria, always will. We take our kids there every Sunday to go walk around just so we can get out of the heat. But we know that Brock's Gap is the future of Hoover.
Well, I've noticed some new builds over there around that lake near the Hoover Met.
Black Ridge.
Those look
yeah,
so nice.
Those are really nice.
We can look at those
Yeah,
when we're looking.
totally.
One other place that I wanted to mention that I've heard about is the other area. You said there's another meet and three over. I know it's very popular, and I've been trying to go to it. It's that other area of Hoover, like
The Gulch.
the area that has that big church. It's like a lot of people live over there. It's a specific name of a community. They have It's like a meat and three sandwich place or something.
Bluff Park.
Bluff Park.
Yeah.
I hear that everyone wants to live in Bluff
Mr.
Park.
P's.
Mr. P's.
Yeah,
That's what
it's
it's
a
called.
deli. It's a butcher shop, and they also have awesome sandwiches there. There's an ice cream shop right next door and a really good coffee shop right there, too. So you get 3 for 3 right there on the top, and you get an amazing view. If you're looking for a good spot to watch sunset,
Stop.
yeah, you're on top of a
Say
mountain there
less.
in Bluff Park. So you can go get an ice cream and then go out and watch the sunset in Bluff Park. That's a vibe right there.
So now you're like trying to like now I'm in the point of, do I like Rossbridge, Stadium Trace area, or Bluff Park better? Like I could live in all three of those areas, or Greystone area.
Yeah. I'm telling you, you got options in Hoover and River Chase. Inverness, you got several good country clubs there if you're into tennis, golf, swimming, and they're all very reasonably priced. Like areas like Birmingham Country Club, Mountain Brook Country Club, really not attainable for the average person, in my opinion. But some of the neighborhood clubs like River Chase, like Inverness, very reasonable monthly payments, and you really don't even have to live in the neighborhood to join those.
That's very good to know. We have lots of friends that like to golf and like to swim and like to,
How's your golf game?
Actually, I'm pretty good at it.
Are you?
Hidden talent.
Okay. So have you honed that skill at Top Golf, or do you actually go out and play?
Both. I started playing because my dad plays, and so I wanted to go. Well, first of all, I went in college with some of my guy friends because they kept going golfing, and we were like, we want to go golfing, like me and my roommate at Bama our freshman year, and they, of course, thought that was so silly, but they took us for fun, and actually they tried to make it like a miserable, like, see, you don't like this, but actually I loved it.
Yeah, it's a blast. And look, whether you're good at it or not, it's fun to play.
Then I started going with going to the driving range with the guys from work because I worked at the hospital as an ICU nurse. And shout out to all my friends that took me to that. We worked night shift, and so they would go in the morning sometimes to the driving range and playing golf. So one morning we went out there at like 6 a.m. after working a full night.
Okay.
Everyone had some drinks but me because I couldn't because at that point I would have fallen asleep. So I was the DD golf cart driver
Okay.
for everyone, and we had a great time. Shout out to my TSICU boys.
Yeah, some people are different. Like it's like bowling. The more you drink, the better you are. Some people are that way with golf. I'm not one of them. I have to go out there.
They were not either.
Yeah.
It was like me and one other guy was sober, and the other two were trying to wrangle through the Hidden Meadows, that really like old golf course in Tuscaloosa.
I haven't been down there.
Well, yes, they've renovated it since. Shout out to them for renovating it. But all that to say, I do actually love to play golf. I actually bought my own clubs a few years ago because I was like trying to get into it. I since sold them because I haven't. I'm gonna get back into that.
Yeah.
We should go golfing or something.
Yeah, let's do it. Get a crew together.
Ross Bridge is my like top tier where I'd want to golf. I haven't golfed there yet. What's your favorite golfing course in Birmingham?
Well, my backyard is on number 8 at River Chase, so I got to be partial to that one. I could walk out there, hit some balls. I really don't make the time to do that, but I could, and knowing that is enough for me. But no, River Chase is a really good course. They just redid it. They redid all the greens. They redid all the tee boxes. They put about $1 million into redoing that course. They paved over the cart path, so it's really up to speed, and it's one of the nicer courses in Birmingham now. So River Chase would be my number one. It goes along the Cahaba River. It's got hills. It's got trees. It's got shade. It's got a little bit of everything. So some of the holes are really long. Some of them are shorter par threes. So that would be the one I would recommend for sure.
I've played at the one. What's that one? It's not Ross Bridge, but it's Robert Trent Jones as well.
Mm-hmm.
What is it called? It's over there on that side of the world.
Yeah, you pass it on 459 on the way to Bessemer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just know it as one of the Robert Trent Jones courses. I can't think of the name.
It's like over there, Winona area.
Mm-hmm. You played that one?
That's the one I played with my dad for my first like big girl like going to a golf course. But like decided I want to be a golfer now thing. We did that one 4th of July for fun. It was me and my dad. My mom drove the golf cart.
Yeah, that's half the fun.
And
just driving the golf cart around.
It was kind of one of those things where it's like he's like, okay, there's people behind us. You kind of have to like hurry up, get going. Being an amateur trying to play in the big world of the Robert Trent Jones.
Yeah. Some friends and I played in a charity golf tournament. I think it was for the Wounded Warrior at Highlands Golf Course downtown. That's a nice course. That was a good time.
The other thing I really love about Ross Bridge, though, and golf course communities in general, and I was asking you about this, I really want to find a community that I can have a golf cart zone. You said there's a few communities in the area that you can just golf cart around, like River Chase, Ross Bridge,
yeah.
And there's one more you told me about, too. What was that?
I think I mentioned Peachtree City in Georgia.
Oh,
But
yeah.
there are several. I mean, people drive golf carts all around Mountain Brook. I know that Ross Bridge people drive golf carts a lot in River Chase as well. And I was at the gym the other day, and I was watching the news was on in the background, and it looks like there was a very serious golf cart accident. Pretty sure someone got killed on a golf cart in Greystone.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so it's one of those things you need to wear a seatbelt on the golf cart, whether you're on a road or a cart path, and that's a point that I wanted to make. The Hoover Police Department came to our to River Chase recently to teach us the difference between a golf cart and what's called an LSV, which is a low speed vehicle. Those are street legal. Golf carts are not actually street legal.
Oh.
In order to drive a golf cart on the street, it has to have a seatbelt, high and low beams, turn signals, and a license plate. So So
very good to know that.
Yeah. You don't want to take the golf carts off the cart path.
Okay.
Fun fact for you there. It's not so fun.
Well, other things about that when you mentioned, it made me remember that Helena also has a golf cart community. Did you know that?
Do they? Which one? The neighborhood?
Hillsborough
Okay.
Village. It is very golf cart friendly. Some of my friends live over there, so I've gotten to see how that looks, and it's very cute and quaint.
Yeah, you
and
save a lot of gas money driving a golf cart everywhere.
a lot of them drive their kids to the elementary school in the golf carts. They have a golf cart path to go to the elementary school. So.
Yeah.
So that's a good time. Anybody who wants to like make your community better, I would suggest making it golf cart friendly.
Yeah, totally. That and sidewalks make it easy to exercise in.
So, you know, this is a sports podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's kind of switch gears if you're ready to.
I'm ready.
And talk about some sports of Hoover. Hoover is definitely a sports capital. Birmingham is a sports capital, is the football capital of the world.
Well, yeah, I mean, ever since two-a-days, I think it kind of put Hoover on the map for football, for sure.
I actually was thinking about trying to have a former two-a-days star on, but you stole the show. So, that, you know, we got to pick you're the guest.
Yeah, what an honor.
Instead of two-a-days.
Yeah, what an honor that I beat out a two-a-day star. That's how I know I've made it in life.
Did you watch that show growing up? Like, I did.
I caught a couple of episodes, but I got to call out my wife here. She went to Hoover, and she jokingly, her claim to fame is that she was on an episode, but she was like, but it was just the back of my head.
Oh.
And I was like, baby, you might want to rethink how that sounds. That doesn't sound how you think it
Oh,
sounds.
no. I feel like me and her would have a good time together. She should have come. We could have had a Hoover Bucks star.
Yeah, she was a basketballer, so I always make fun of her. I imagine her wearing those long shorts past her knees, and yeah.
How did y'all meet?
You know what? Chewy was there.
Oh.
It was our friend Lindsay Noto put on a charity dating auction at Cahaba, and we both got suckered into being auctioned off with a date package. I think that my date package was like a Barron's tickets and a free meal at Post Office Pies or something like that. And Katie, my wife, hers was I don't remember what it was, but I'll never let her live it down because she got bid on for $500. I got $1,000.
Ooh.
And I always say, you know what? Some guy paid $500 for a date with you, but I got you for free.
Oh my goodness. I love a good story like that.
Yeah, but Chewy was also in it. And
who got him?
What's her name? She's a news
we don't have
anchor.
to say who. We don't have to say who. We can.
Yeah.
But I just wonder what his bet was. Like, what did he?
He went first.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember the
I'm
dollar
saying
amount, but I'm
who
sure
won.
he pulled a pretty penny. You know,
If it was
Chewy's a
you,
stud.
her, or him that won the game.
Well, if they were smart, it would have been Chewy, but I think it was me.
I'll say you won the game.
Yeah.
We're having some games over here ourselves, but we might gatekeep that for longer. But let's just say there's a Rose Bowl at the end of the season.
Okay. It's exciting.
Heard it here first. Okay, moving forward with football. So the reason we're talking about football, about Hoover, is because it's their homecoming game against A.H. Parker, Friday night at 7 p.m. We will have in attendance someone doing the coin toss. I'm not going to say who it was, but they have a Bama connection. Roll Tide.
Okay, Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, roll. Also, Trent Richardson, is a coach there now, and Casanova McKenzie is a coach there now. And, Casanova.
Yeah.
He knows Chewy, too. We're all just kind of friend group.
It's a small town.
Birmingham's very small. So we're going to be supporting them. I just want to get picks from you. Who do you think is going to win the game?
I mean, hands down, it's going to be the Bucks. Come on, give me a break. To me, it's not going to be a competition, but what do you think?
I'm going to have a hot take on this one.
Oh, really?
As I sit here in my Hoover Bucks t-shirt, it's A.H. Parker for me this week.
Oof. Okay.
Parker is killing it. I don't know if you've paid attention to the high school athletics.
Oh, yeah, I follow it really closely.
I have started following it closer for reasons of the podcast and such. So I was able to go to Parker versus Mountain Brook. And Parker, they're doing well. I don't think they've lost yet. Hoover has lost. So
Yeah, they have, and they lost. We're zoned for Spain Park, River Chase is, and Spain Park won this year.
I didn't know River Chase was on for Spain Park. That doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't because we're just across the river from Hoover High School, but you have to drive all the way around past 150. So, we're zoned Spain Park.
Okay, weird. I would we need to rezone.
It goes back to Hoover with the odd landlines with.
We're gonna have to talk to someone about this. That's silly talk, silly talk. Okay, so for those reasons, I'm gonna go with A.H. Parker.
Okay, you want to put $5 on it?
Sure.
Okay.
A cookie at Cookie Fix.
Okay, and that would be $5.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
Wow.
worth it.
Okay, so any other honorable mention games that you know of this week coming up for high school athletics?
The one I'm going to be following the most is for sure going to be the Hoover homecoming. So
That's the game to attend.
it's going to be Hoover.
It's our
So,
game of the week, so that's probably the only one we're going to be watching. We're going to be there. So, also, we want to talk about some college athletics. We got a big game coming up for Alabama,
Yep.
the biggest game of probably the year, maybe ever. Alabama, Georgia, at Alabama. Who you got?
This year I'm going Georgia.
Ooh.
Yeah, and that's my hot take.
I will have.
How does that feel to hear?
I feel as if I'm unsure who is going to win at this point, but like until this day, until yesterday, no, until the end of the Wisconsin game, I said it's going to be Georgia. After Wisconsin game, I've kind of flipped my tune a little bit and thought we could pull it out, but it's going to probably be down to the last second.
Alabama's going to win. I should have said something before I jumped in, but
We welcome all of your comments on sports.
so if you think back to the SEC championship game, I'm going to give y'all some nerd facts here, so buckle up. The issue with Georgia's defensive structure is that they decided to go with a two-man spy, which allowed Jalen a lot more time in the pocket to find open receivers. Also with the two-man spy, I think it was in the second quarter. I'm going to talk to a specific play. You had Jam Miller run a wheel route on Jalen's left-hand side down the sideline. He was wide open, because they had no linebacker to cover him. I say that to say we're in a completely different offense. That was Tommy Reese's offense this year. We're in Kalen DeBoer's offense. So I think that Kirby will be a little bit smarter with how he challenges Jalen. I think he's going to deploy a lot of what Michigan did in the Rose Bowl, which is to send the house at him and force him to make quick decisions. The difference between that Michigan game and what I feel like we're going to see on Saturday, September 28th at 6:30 p.m. on ABC, is that the Kalen DeBoer offense is malleable in a way that, all right, if we want to hit them deep with 9 routes or we want to throw in some 7 and 8s, which are deep post corner routes, they can do that. But if we're going to run some 2, 3, 4 routes, ins, curls, and drags, it can do that as well and do that effectively. So I think that we'll soften up that blitz because I do not believe Georgia is as athletic as they have been in the past few years. Jalen will hit a few 5, 10-yard passes. They'll start to back off. Once they back off, we're going to run it down their throats with Justice and Jam. From there, I think it will be an effective moving of the ball. We're going to stall a few times. I say all this to say final score, Bama 31, maybe 34. So I'm going to say 31 to between 17, 20, 21. Georgia's not going to score a whole lot on us.
Hard to argue with that.
Sounds
like a pretty thorough breakdown to me. Just to make things interesting, still going to Georgia, and I'll put another $5 on it.
Another cookie at Cookie
Another,
Tips. Okay, so I'm going to look at on my ESPN app to see if there's any other notable games to even discuss.
While you're doing that, so that we can give people a little bit of insight into everything that I said. So the difference between Georgia last year, Georgia now, a lot of that athleticism that we saw on the defensive side of the ball, I haven't seen that. I mean, Kentucky took them down to the wire, and if Mark Stoops would have been smart enough to go for it on 4th down instead of punting, Georgia never gets the ball back, in my opinion. Kentucky wins that game. But Kentucky'd as far as a football standpoint. I do think it's going to be interesting to see Bama in their first real competition. A lot of people thought that would be the Wisconsin game, and I semi-agreed with it. But when Tyler Van Dyke went down, I was like, well, that's ball game. Like, I almost turned it off because, I think the backup quarterback was a redshirt sophomore that was a transfer from he's a transfer is the point. He's only been on campus in spring. So the Georgia game is going to be tough. There's going to be a lot of different looks that they throw at us defensively. I have not seen that speed factor on the Georgia defense. So when you lack speed and you run Kirby's version of the 3-3-5, what you're going to do is you're going to leave open passing lanes because whether it's your nickel corner, your Mike linebacker, or that safety, that extra safety you got coming down in the box, a step or two slower means that's a step or two extra to complete that 5 to 10 yard pass. Did I fill enough airtime?
Yes,
Absolutely.
perfect.
Well, hey,
amount of
you know
airtime.
what? Let's hope that Alabama is guarding the secrets to their signs and their play calls, because have you guys seen the Sign Stealer documentary?
I honestly have it on my watch list and haven't hit play yet. And
I
I've
watched
been
it last
wanting
night,
to.
and I learned so much that I had no idea about this world of stealing play calls. And apparently there's an underground network, almost like an intelligence operation. Each team, and this is actually legal. Each team has someone on staff dedicated to trying to decipher the other team's play calls and signs.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and there was a guy who did it best, and probably the most notorious sign stealer was a guy named Connor Stallion.
Oh, I know who Connor Stallion is.
I'm sure everyone's listening to this has heard of him, but he was actually being interviewed on the show. So he's the main character, and
Connor Stallion speaks out.
Yeah, he did speak out, and he's actually a really likable guy. He's very funny and very smart. But apparently each week before the games, this network of underground operators, they meet and they trade secrets, whether it be play calls, whether it be just whatever they know about the games, they'll trade those secrets. That was wild to learn. So I highly recommend watching that documentary.
Maybe I should become a sign stealer.
Could.
I think that would be fun.
You could break into that industry.
Okay, so here's some more notable games I got to pick. Okay, hot take, Army Temple, Thursday, September 26th. Who y'all got? Anyone want to say Army or Temple?
I'll go Army on that one.
I'm going to go Temple Owls.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know why. Can't really tell you why.
Yeah, I don't really follow either one of those teams, but I'm confident in my choice.
Going Temple today. Go Owls. Next on the list is Auburn, Oklahoma. What do you think for Auburn and Oklahoma?
Where's the game?
It is in Auburn. 3:30 in the afternoon.
Oklahoma by about 10. Jordan
agree.
Hare Stadium has weird voodoo, but they have a severe lack of depth this year.
Auburn's going to Auburn. What do you think?
I think Auburn is going to Auburn. They haven't really proved anything to me this year.
And I don't understand, because Hugh Freeze is very great. I think it has to do, honestly, with the booster situation, but that's just a political standpoint. The money is going anyway. That comes from my Auburn friends. They agree with me that it's kind of run by the wrong money.
Yellowwood.
I don't know who it is, but they put money where they think that it needs to go, and it's not going the correct areas. Auburn, get it together. Don't embarrass us this year. The state of Alabama is counting on you. Okay, I'm kidding. I really do support Auburn after Alabama most of the time, but I like to, obviously, I'm a Bama fan. We're not going to just let them lose and not make fun of them.
Right.
I think that's the only games I've got on my list that look very interesting. Colorado UCF. Mid. I would say that would be a mid game.
Mid.
But I think I got the Colorado Buffs. What do you think?
I'll go UCF just to make it interesting.
Kentucky plays Ole Miss on Saturday as well. Okay. I'm going to go Ole Miss.
Sure.
And I think UAB plays Navy.
Okay.
I'm going to go with UAB. Go Blazers.
Yep, keep it in Bama.
Okay, that's all my little picks of the week.
All right.
I would like to call a friend real quick to give us a little more update on the Hoover game if he has anything else to
let's
add.
phone a friend.
Phoning a friend now. And we'll see if he answers. If not, we'll just delete this section. He may not be free.
Now, who's this we're calling?
Oh, man. Must not be free. Let me text him real quick.
Jenna, you're at 35 minutes. I
Oh.
need you to wrap, and I need you to wrap it right now.
Okay, well,
Thank
we'll
you.
have to not do that then.
Yep, just
Yeah,
wrap
it
it
was
up.
a nice thought.
Okay.
Just wrap it up.
Okay, can we start with the 10 out of 10 now?
Yeah, we can push through real quick.
Okay, this week's 10 out of 10 is, for me, Baba Java. I have said I was gatekeeping this place and said I was gatekeeping this place.
And for the listeners who this might be their first episode, the 10 out of 10 is what?
Every week we give our 10 out of 10 of the week, which means like our pick of the best that week of Hoover.
Okay, gotcha.
So my best out of the best is Baba Java Coffee. It is located in, where is that located? Chase Circle?
Yeah, that's in River Chase.
River Chase. It is my favorite coffee shop in Hoover, maybe even Birmingham.
Yeah, it's really excellent specialty coffee. They do it right. They source it from actual farmers in other countries, and it's the best coffee I've had.
And then Chase, you have a 10 out of 10
I
this
do have
week.
a 10 out of 10, and look, I have a sweet tooth. I have a whole mouthful of sweet teeth. Mine is a little establishment called Cookie Fix. There is actually two in Hoover because there's one on 280, one in Stadium Trace, but the original location is downtown Homewood, and they're by far the best cookies in town. They have all the flavors you can think of. They have, you can buy them frozen, you can make them at home, but they're thick, they're heavy, they taste homemade, they don't use artificial ingredients, and they are excellent cookies. They'll put you to sleep.
Now, you know I love a good cookie. I've been obsessed with Insomnia cookies and Crumble ever since they were around.
Yeah, those are fine, but try Cookie Fix.
I will be trying it as soon as possible. And I can't wait because it's probably closer to my house than any of those as well.
Yeah.
So, we love a good cookie moment here at 10 out of 10. You told me this. You said that we could get cookies and then go see houses.
Yeah, I mean, because those are my two favorite things, viewing houses with clients and eating cookies. So
I
combine
would-
the two and you're having a good day.
I would have to agree. Cookies, golf cart rides, houses, and sunsets.
Yeah.
And football.
Those are all great things. And at all my open houses, I bring Cookie Fix. So,
Ooh.
and I'm having one Saturday.
Ooh.
109 Sam Pebble Street in Pelham. There will be Cookie Fix.
So that's just like tomorrow,
That's tomorrow.
Saturday?
Yeah, from it's a 1 hour power hour open house. So it's only going to be from 11 to 1. So if you want to see this house, it's an awesome 3-bedroom, 2-bath. The price point's $320. We just did a $5,000 price drop. And it's an awesome house in Pelham. It's attainable, and there are cookies there tomorrow.
Come for the cookies. I think I might come just for the cookies, and that's just a good time. I love seeing
and you can buy the
homes.
house too, and I'll include
Maybe
a free
I'll-
cookie.
Free cookie for the house. Got it. I think that you've sold me already. So tell us where that people can find you if they want to use you as a realtor.
Yeah, I'm pretty active on social media. I make lots and lots of real estate related videos, and my Instagram would be a good point of entry, and that is at chase.horton.realtor. Chase Horton Realtor. Yep, fun listing and real estate videos there.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming today. We've loved getting to know your side of Hoover and see if that maybe want to be our side of Hoover as
Yeah,
well.
thank you so much for having me on. It's been a great time.